Good morning, everyone. How are you? It is Wednesday morning. Those of you that had your notifications on were with me on Monday, or you just got lucky. But we were live Monday too. So that's going to end up being 3 times this week, which is not what we usually do. But let's go ahead and start at the beginning, and then we'll talk a little bit about what we're doing today. All right, so very top of the chat here. Let's see. So question of the day today is, if you could choose any animal to become your best friend, what would it be? Now this keeping in mind, like if you chose a lion, you wouldn't have to worry about, you know, it eating you or anything like that. So, make sure I'm all caught up in chat. All right, so Brooke says, good morning, hi everyone. My animal best friend would be a big fruit bat. How big do fruit bats get? I'm legitimately curious in that. Like my instinct when I choose like an animal is like, I want one that can fly, but also carry me. But then I'm also, you know, remembering I'm talking animal, not Pokemon. So there's not a lot of flying animals. I can't think of one that could, maybe an albatross. Albatross are pretty big. But I'm pretty big too. I wouldn't want to do that to an albatross. For me, if we're just talking a hang out with best friend, a sand kitten, like a sand kitty, look it up on Google. They're friggin' adorable. On the other hand, like in this with the fact that, you know, the assumption that wild animals as best friends would be normal in the society, you know, hand in hand. So, you know, nobody'd want to like steal your zebra, which a zebra would be cool. But yeah, I'm gonna go with sand kitten because they're friggin' adorable. Okay, anyway, let's see. Danielle, good morning. Tiger, and have an unlimited supply of meat for it. Yeah, you would need that. Good morning, Trey. Doing well. Black Cat from Hocus Pocus. Oh, that you see, and he talks. There you go. Let's see. Or talking cat as well, or a tiger that could talk. Exactly. I'm down with that. It'd be nice. I mean, I don't know if my cats actually talked. They'd probably just be like sit on the bed and just go food. Food, moving. That would be it. Jennifer, I'd love an elephant. Ooh, an elephant would be cool. You could ride an elephant. Here I am just wanting rides everywhere on a cool animal. So I don't know if that just makes me lazy or curious. Kara, good morning. Dawn, good morning. Yeah, I was Sarah Jessica. They came out with the second one. Ev, good morning. Kara, good morning. Cece, good morning. Dawn, good morning. Let's see. Cece says, question today, always a dog. They are the best. Dogs are really. What if you could get like a wolf dog, like really big? There's a woman on Instagram that I follow who rehabs wolves. It's really interesting. Let's see. Ev says, question today, I have so many animals I would love to be friends with, but a cheetah or a leopard would be my pick. That would be cool. All right, so difference between the cheetah and the leopard. Obviously, the cheetah has faster bursts of energy, but a leopard can climb a tree. So, you know, you ever get a kite stuck in a tree and you're flying kites with your best friend leopard, could probably help you. A cheetah would be like, well, let's run to the store and grab a new one real quick. Alexandra, good morning. Holly, good morning. Carla, good morning. Linda says she loves dogs. Let's see, Marcy, question today. I would pick a dolphin. I swam with dolphins in Barbados years ago. That's amazing, Marcy. Oh, that would be so cool. The closest I've ever been to dolphins in a non-captivity setting, I was on a fishing boat and there was a school of dolphins swimming along with it. I was kind of young, so I don't have but I do have a little blip of a memory of seeing them go by the boat, and that was pretty cool. So it wasn't like a big cruise boat, it was a fishing boat, so we were pretty close to the ocean as well. Let's see. Hi, Kenny. Let's see. Hannah says, question of the day, silverback gorilla as they are intelligent. Yeah, I suppose, because I'm not like living with it. It's just my best friend. So I wouldn't, you know, we could go to his house and hang out because his house would probably be built to fit him. I don't know, silverback gorillas are pretty big. I might have to widen my doors. Let's see. Oh, wait. It hopped down. Chat hopped down. Hang on. Let's see. Megan, hello. She says, question today, my dogs in general, I love them. See, there you go. See, cats are pretty aloof until they like get the zoomies and then they're just completely insane. Let's see. Kenny says, I had a horse when I was 15. Her name was Susie. I'd love to have a horse. And of course I would call her Susie too. I always joke with Steve that I want a pony. He'll be like, I'm going to the store. What do you want? I'm like, a pony. Which was even funnier when we lived in an apartment because I was trying to convince him that we, of course, could fit a pony sorry, I'm distracted. Paul's scratching the door. On a balcony. Hang on one second, chat. So Steve, so it's Wednesday. Yes, but school is out, so the kids are home, but Steve is at work and Paul is at the door. So I can't necessarily leave the door open for him because the kids will make noise. But I can't have him scratching the door. So one second, I'm gonna go situate him. Go hang tight. Okay, coming back. Summertime is going to be just a little bit different just because our schedules are changed a little bit, but the kids are pretty good. All right, let's see, where was I? Let's see, Kenny had a horse. Let's see, Momo says a horse. Finishing an email sounds good. Sheila, good morning. Sorry, I'm out of breath now. I was running. Rebecca, hello. My best friend animal would have to be a wolf. See, there we go. I mentioned the wolf. Wolves would be really cool. Hi, Rebecca. Not to mention, they're so like attached to their pack. You know, if you became like a part of their pack, they would love you forever. Let's see, Ambient, hello. Let's see. Momo. Have my Bengal cat who talks. You have a Bengal cat? How do you deal with your cat's like energy? From what I have read and heard, Bengal cats like are super high energy and you need to like get them outside and like they need a lot more stimulation than a standard house cat. Let's see. Amy says, I had a robin bring her baby to my door this morning and chirped so loud I opened the door to see what was going on. Oh, that's so cute. Befriend the crows so they bring me treasures. Right, Holly? They're huge, but they're also so incredibly smart. Like, I would be down with that. Let's see, Eski says, Arctic wolf. Ooh, that would be cool. What about an Arctic fox? Oh, they're so cute. All right, let's see. Durbin, hello. Minty, hello. Let's see. Eski, Sigrid, sea lions. They're like big puppies, right? They're so cute. I would be convinced to have a pony. Exactly. Let's see, Durbin, my daughter always wanted a mini or dwarf pony and said she could share her room and have. So we have a friend who has a mini pony and we did family pictures out at their farm. And so we have some pictures with the kids with this mini pony. His name was Dash. He's the cutest little stubby leg pony I've ever seen. Let's see, Etskis, although I'm blessed to have the coolest breed in my American Eskimo babies, Chrissy is my bestie. Oh, I love that. Sometime this summer you need to have a kids coloring stream. No, because I don't, the kids will come and say goodnight and stuff, but the fact of the matter is, children do not have as good of a filter as grown-ups do, and so I couldn't guarantee that they wouldn't, you know, talk about where they live or, you know, because I don't really even say their names or their age. That is just... You can't put kids live. It's too risky. It's way too risky. That and YouTube changes its rules when it's a kid-related video. So yeah, kids on stream is complicated. Let's see, Ev says, when I was young, I wanted a cow so bad, told mom I could keep her under my bed. Aw, that's adorable. Well, my sister loves to drink milk, and who am I kidding? I do too. But we used to joke as a kid that we just needed to get a pet cow because then she could drink as much milk. Of course, we'd have to learn how to pasteurize it, so that's a thing. Bengal's 7 years old and it's like having a 2-year-old. That's awesome. I put out some birdseed for them even though I have a feeder on the balcony. Oh, that's cute. I'd love a Bengal. She would give my Jack Russells a run for their money. I love that. All right, well, let's go ahead. I've got my coffee here. So I actually didn't hem and haw about this page too much. And the reason I say, I'll call you Sprite for the sake of stream. Hi, Sprite. Let's see. Oh, awesome. I wanted a cow because my cousin had a 4-H cow and I was so jealous. Oh, I love that. Hi, Mona. Okay, so after our stream on Monday, we were talking about doing a like impromptu live where I show we were talking about doing aside from the impromptu one on Monday, we were talking about doing an impromptu live where I show you absolutely every color of Johanna Bastard books that I've done. So after that stream in the afternoon, I went ahead and dug through all of my boxes and everything, trying to find, because I have ones that are laminated, I've got some loose ones that are in books, I've got so many of them. So I was pulling them out and I realized that at some point I must have cut this page out of my Magical Jungle book because it was already loose and it's not colored. So I think I considered coloring it. So what I did, and actually I've colored this one before. I love reaction. I know. Well, see, I've seen your name 1,000 times, but saying it out loud is entirely different. So this is obviously Magical Jungle. I forget the year this one came out, but I've colored this page before. I didn't color this on stream, and I want to say hi, Pam. And if I missed anyone else coming in, I apologize. I want to say, gosh, I can't remember when it was that I colored this, but I had thought about doing this one on stream, but because I already had done it, and I couldn't, you know, apparently I had already cut this page out. So consequently, because it was in with a bunch of others, it's got a couple little marks on it. But that means that I must have cut it out of this book at some point, which we have a few colored in here. Anyway, the point is, I had an idea for a color palette, and I went through, oh, a monkey, I love it. I went through the color palette because I had an idea in mind, something that was like teal, burgundy, maybe gold. I don't know. I saw these peach tones and I'm kind of liking the peach tones. I don't think we'll do gold because that was my initial idea. But then I was like, all right, I literally went through every single card in the color cube to find them. And so we have, for our inspirational color palette, we're still going to do kind of like a teal and a magenta. That's where these ones kind of come in. But I'm thinking we will bring in this kind of peachy kind of thing. Sounds good, Marcy. Thanks for stopping by. So if you have the color cube or the color catalog, the cards that I picked out today are 370, 184, 395, and 485. The pencils that we're using today are going to be the Prism. Oh, baby Ellen. Surprisingly, I only have two, Ev. I really should get another one. I'm looking over at my bookshelf. I have like almost three, I think, of all of them. I technically have three of Enchanted Forest, but one of them is spiral bound, so I don't use it all that often because that was kind of a mistake. I will say the only pages that I wasn't able to find when I was looking for all my older ones were my really big ones. I don't think the 4-page spread in Lost Ocean survived the move. I think I have pictures of them, so I'm not like heartbroken about it. And I think the dragon ones, because I have two of the dragon ones from Enchanted Forest, and I have since misplaced them. So I think when I do that stream, like I'll put the pictures up on the screen because I could not for the life of me find them. Oh, thanks. If you are curious, I posted, I'll put it in Discord. I'll put it in Discord after stream. The kids and I were doing sidewalk chalk outside yesterday, and I did a Minecraft fox with them. Anyway, I'll put it in the color and crafts channel. But yeah, so this was actually my very first Magical Jungle. This is the one that Johanna sent me, and I got 10 pages in here done in a month. This is another neon page that I did. I used my neon Prismacolors, also glows in a black light. Hi, Leslie. This one is when I first kind of started doing the little cloud background. I just figured since I have this in front of me, I added a bunch of doodles to this one, colored this one while I added the doodles to this one while my kids were doing gymnastics. So this was done years ago. No, you're good, Sprite. I had only shared there because it was Minecraft and relevant. So then we've got this one here. I saw some people do duplicates of that, so that was nice. This was something we started to do on stream. There, of course, is that chameleon. Then we have the panda. This was fun. I was part of, and we could do something like this, maybe in the Emily Illustrator Facebook group. I was part of a different Johanna Basford theme Facebook group. I don't actually even know if it's still an active one. I left it ages ago. But what I did is I posted the picture and I had everybody comment and be like, okay, what leaf or what object do you want colored and what colors? Anyway, so this color scheme was like a group collaboration. Oh, and then there's that one. And I think that's it. But yeah, this was my first signed one from her. Anyway, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is get started on this. Now we're gonna do it differently than the way that I colored it the first time. Oh, that one too. Then I colored it the first time. So let's take a look at the first one. So we got a pastel background. I'm probably not gonna worry about a background for this one, and we are gonna finish this one from start to finish because there's not a lot of stuff on here that's duplicated, and I have this vision in my head and I really wanna make sure that I can accomplish it. So I think I colored this in a pretty standard way as I used to at the time. And these were Prismacolors. Here, I kind of did like a fade in color because he was trying to, like a little bit of the wood coming up his legs. because he was trying to blend in. But I'm just gonna forget the whole part about how he can actually blend into his surroundings, and we are just gonna color this how I envisioned in my head. Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Melissa. Again, if I missed anyone, I apologize. So like I said, these are the colors that we chose from the color cube. If you're unfamiliar with what the color cube is, there's a link for it down in the description. Hi, Tina. Hi, Justine. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna grab our lightest colors. So we're going for, let's look at our colors here. I don't know if I quite wanna do a peachy color. We could do kind of a goldish color, like the jasmine is nice, but it's very yellow. Let's start with eggshell, because what we're gonna do is we are gonna map in our lightest colors first, because, oh, dolphin, nice. Because we are gonna be creating, what I wanna do is there's gonna be like, imagine there's a light source coming from this direction. So I want there to be like lightened tips along the edge. The bulk of the middle of him is going to be in the teal, and then the underside of him is going to be the magenta. I almost actually started coloring the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have such like a vision in my head for how I want this to look. I need to just save this for Wednesday, because I was like, yes, this is something to do. So let's go ahead and we're gonna grab eggshell first. So I've got my little book of case of pencils. All right, so eggshell, let's see. Yes, this is eggshell, and we've got our pencil extenders. Could make the branch mahogany. Yeah, I didn't even think of the branch yet. The branch will probably be the last thing we do. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna need a teal. Some of these are kind of muted teals, so we may need to kind of bring in, sorry, I'm also bringing the colors up as we're going, because we can look at the color names on the back. So we've got, this is stone blue. For these ones, ash gray, white, platinum, slate gray, and stone blue. That's interesting. Look at this. Oh, they're both called stone blue, but they have different hex codes. So that's why I was like, wait, these are both stone blue. That's interesting. Okay, and then steel blue. And we've got a dark blue in here. So we're gonna go for like muted, where'd my color chart go? Here it is. Okay, so, oh, perfect, muted turquoise. I don't know if I wanna go quite Mediterranean blue. We could blend some blues and some greens. So, okay, let's get Mediterranean blue, which is number 1022. Let's see, that's peacock blue. I need to go back further. Mediterranean blue is 1022. Oh, well, that's interesting. That's a color I don't use very often, so that's cool. Yeah, I still have Steve's in a cup. I hadn't put them, well, no, my pencils that are in a cup. Yeah, Steve likes his chaos. They're his pencils though. He can sort them how he wishes. Okay, 1088, so muted turquoise. Let's definitely get some jade green. Okay, do we want aquamarine? I'm concerned the aquamarine might be too bright. Because we're going with these muted tones, but I also don't want to go strongly blue. Let's get some cobalt turquoise, which is number 105. Is this one? Yes, 105. We'll go ahead and grab aquamarine. Oh, I know it. I do have some pastel storage drawers behind me that are actually full. Ooh, you know what we should do? This might be a good opportunity. I don't use them very often because they are super rare. I gotta figure out which drawer I put them in. They are fairly difficult to get your hands on these days. But this may be an opportunity to... Some of these drawers are near empty. I should just combine them. So these are the pastel storage drawers. I've painted the front of them and I put some contact paper around the outside so it looks cool. Okay, so if you've seen any of my Prismacolor videos, you have seen these metallics that I have. You cannot find these anymore. I got really lucky a handful of years ago in one of the groups I was in. Somebody had mentioned this hole in the wall like a random layout. There you go. This hole in the wall little art shop in Colorado, like it's a mom and pop kind of store. And they're like, this person actually lived there. And they were like, hey, I went to such and such a shop and they had all of these metallics. So I was like, I told Steve, I was like, oh my gosh, like we need to do something. So I called them. I know, right? The rare Prismas. So I called them up and I was like, hey, do you have any more of these metallics? And they did, and I got some and they arrived and they were gorgeous. And I was like, Steve, I want some more. And he's like, okay, because they weren't like overly expensive. No, it wasn't Colorado Springs. I can't remember the name of the town. I probably have the email buried somewhere. Or I might have talked to him on the phone. I can't remember. It was this really obscure town where they have like one local art store. But I called them up a second time and I was like, do you have any more? And they did. So what I also got that they don't carry anymore, they had a bunch of Deco oranges. We have steel, and you can tell when they're older by the printing on them. So like this is the new printing. You see this kind of silver with this kind of squat text. And I say that because in comparison to the font on this one, it's a little bit taller. But like this is metallic rose. So I don't have too many of these sharpened, and we're gonna stick to the ones we have sharpened. So what I did is I felt comfortable sharpening these ones because I had extra. So we're gonna pull them out. So we have metallic blue. Now, obviously, not everyone are gonna have these. So if you don't feel like you need it to do this page if you're following along. All right, and then the metallic green, and I think I have a rose somewhere that is sharpened, but I don't believe it. Let me check this other drawer here. I put these storage drawers down right behind me so I can have easy access during stream, but no, I don't think we need the rose one. But we are going to use those two blue, the blue and the green. I don't think, I have them swatched on my original color chart, but I think I took them off of this one because there was no point in putting a color chart of colors that people cannot get. It's kind of like lilac and lavender. It's so sad. I think the replacements for the Prismacolors, the Amethyst and Orchid, are coming out next month. I have to double check. I don't remember where I heard that, but I did hear it. Okay, so that I think is good for our kind of teal, bluish kind of part of it. Now we're going to do we're going for like a burgundy. So we got mulberry, we've got kind of a lighter, and if we're going for muted tones, let's grab, see, I have this image in my head, but I didn't get the colors out. I wanted to get them with you guys. We're actually gonna grab black cherry. I know it's pretty dark, but the underbelly is where it's gonna be fairly dark. Hi, Alex. So we're gonna get, let's see. Yeah, black cherry. Make sure I don't have it. Oh, these are where I have my extra lilac and lavender. They're just gonna stay safe back here. Okay, so mulberry, so that's purple. Yeah, that's dahlia purple. Dark purple. Oh, here we go. Teeny, teeny, tiny. Yeah, I don't remember how much they were. I got them like back in 2016, I think. All right, so let's see, black cherry and mulberry. Here we go, mulberry. I want to go with more purpley, less red kind of magentas. Should we include lavender? I feel like maybe we should include lavender. Lavender is 934. I know I'm using all these colors that like aren't going to be around anymore. I apologize, but if I don't use them, I think that's okay. Let's see. Let's also grab, and I've got that aquamarine. Let's grab, let's see, peacock green is 907. We're going to use that for our shading color. Right, mulberry is so pretty. Okay, colors for the most part have been chosen. These are our base colors here. So we're going to move our drawing right over here. Drawing, illustration, coloring page, whatever it is. Okay, so what we're going to start with is we are going to start with the eggshell, and we're going to be, this isn't going to be our final color for the lightest part. We're going to be blocking in the color. I can sharpen it, yeah. I think I need to, oh, I need to empty this sharpener. That's why. Hang on. I got my trash can right here. I'm like, why is this sharpening weird? Because it's too full and I have a bit of a history for not emptying my sharpeners. Okay. All right, so first things first, and you do this whenever you do any kind of special highlights. Now this isn't, it's like a little bit of a sun glow, but also, you know, he's a chameleon, so he's kind of changing colors as he will. All right, so we're gonna start with eggshell, and we will get other colors to go with this once we're done. But I have this vision in my head, and we're gonna see if we can go ahead and tackle it. So we're just gonna start mapping in, leaving space for this lighter color. Okay, we're not doing anything else yet, just doing this lighter color. I like to, like, for Magical Jungle, I think one of the things that really appealed to a lot of people when she first came out with it was that this was one of her first books where she did kind of larger illustrations with less teeny tiny details. Scold about that. Yes, I scolded myself. Not emptying my sharpener. Okay. So, of course, we're going along the top, but it's not just gonna be, you know, in a straight line of yellow across the top. We are imagining that each of these leaves are actually kind of lifted off him a little bit. So each leaf will have its own light source. Now it's going to have less yellow on it as it goes further down. So we're not gonna do it across the whole thing. Yeah, like I've done a few pages in Lost Ocean, but I'm kind of right there with you. It's incredibly detailed, and sometimes it's just a bit much. Like, I get it, I totally do. But I think she heard that feedback, because if you think about it, you had Secret Garden, which of course had tiny details, and then people wanted more animals. So then here comes Enchanted Forest. And then, you know, coming up with a new idea, here comes Lost Ocean, but then the feedback a lot was on that one was the difference in the paper and the fact that the details were so tiny. So now here we come, Magical Jungle. So she improves with every book based on the feedback. Now don't get me wrong, I love all of her books. So, but you can see that she takes the feedback from the community into consideration when she does her next books. It's just, she keeps coming up with more and more ideas, and I absolutely love it. If you are unfamiliar, I don't actually think I have the links down below for them. I think I did it. I need to update them. But she technically has, oh, look at the little ant. She technically has 2 books coming out this year. She's got the Secret Garden Anniversary. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, lately when I've been talking, I've been eliminating, oh my gosh, all the R's from my words. Hang on one second. Sorry, I had to clear my throat a little bit. Ev, you absolutely should. Absolutely should. I can't, sorry, I had to say it again because it kind of came out of mush. Anyway, yeah, Lost Ocean is great for fine liners. I got one Lost Ocean spiral bound as well. I got a few of my books spiral bound, but I ended up not liking them all that much because the pages were tearing a lot easier, and I was just like, All right, so we've got the yellow in here. We're gonna bring it around and we're gonna have some yellow on this part. Now, because of the way this tail is drawn, we are in fact just going to create a line of the eggshell. Okay, same thing here. There we go. All right, let's see. Let's do the head. Definitely gonna get some up here. There we go. Let's do a little bit here. There. Do some on the arm. Let's see. Let's continue it a little bit down the right side of these leaf fronds here. Let's see. Let's do a little bit behind the eye. Is it easier to get the spiral bound than the paperwork? So I took them to a local print shop and I had them spiral bind them myself. So the wrist, let me grab the spiral bound and I'll tell you what didn't work for me. Now, I didn't go to like we have an Office Depot here. I don't know if they do the spiral binding or anything, but I just went to a local place. I got 3 of them spiral bound. And here is what I learned, the pros and cons. So for this first one, for Secret Garden, what they'll do is they will cut off the spine of the book. And like I told them, like, I need you to cut off as little as possible of the book. Now this is a really old version of Secret Garden, so it's a little bit more flimsy. But here's the thing. You need to make sure that whoever is spiral binding it doesn't get the pages out of order. So I got this tracing paper at the craft store. I cut them myself because I wanted pieces of tracing paper in between. And I'll show you on Secret Garden here. But the downside is when you turn your book, when it's spiral bound, you obviously want to turn it right, you know, flip it over so that the back is on there. And yeah, pages were getting really grubby. Of course, you could tell I let my kids tackle some of these. But they were starting to rip, you see here. So the tracing paper wasn't necessarily a good idea. What I thought to do with this one was to put a protective cover on it, which actually did kind of work. So that wasn't bad. They had the protective cover there to do. Now, Enchanted Forest is probably the one that I use the most with its spiral bound. I'm trying to find an example because there was a page I was working on for a while. Okay, I did this one. I like bring these with me when we travel. So you can see the tracing paper is getting torn off from flipping it around. Let's see, this one as well. How it's just coming off. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing tracing paper. You can see it got a little grubby. I did this one at Barnes & Noble. It's another one here. So you will, especially her older books where stuff is closer to the spine, you will get, things will be cut off a little bit. So like especially double page spreads. So that's something to take in consideration. This one was the Lost Ocean one. It made the books thicker too to add the tracing paper. But yeah, so they're handy when you're traveling because you can fold them back, but I have not gotten any more spiral bound since. Glassine rather, no, I've never heard of that. And when I got this done too, this was back in, 2016, 2017? I don't know when Lost Ocean came out. It was really early on and I didn't know that much about papers and stuff. I did like the plastic cover, but honestly, I rarely take my books like out traveling with me now, mostly because I have kind of a chaotic schedule. Most of the time, if I'm bringing anything with me, I'm probably gonna take the little calendar book because it's already spiral bound, or I bring my iPad so I can get some work done. Spiral bound edition, wonder if it'll have the same issue. I mean, I'm not sure, but the spiral bound, so the thing of it is Johanna herself, like Penguin Publishing and I think Random House are the 2 ones that she goes through. They don't sell spiral bound ones. So when you buy a spiral bound book, it's gonna come from a third party. So the spiral bound doesn't necessarily have Johanna's stamp of approval. So if you get it and it's flawed, it's a risk for sure. But I mean, you all have seen, well, not maybe you all, but hey, if you're not following Shannon, you should. But you can also like bind them yourself. You can take the book apart and not have to trust. Because my thing is too, is I was nervous because I brought some of these books in when I had already colored in them. And so my concern was them ruining the pages I'd already done. Love them spiral bound. Yeah, see, that's perfect. Like for me personally, in the way that I do and go, like I don't enjoy the spiral bound. Okay. Oh, nice, Danielle. Okay, let's do a little bit more of the eggshell here. Yeah, but I know people who get it done. I just didn't have a super good experience with my books afterwards, and for me, it's not really worth it because I end up taking my books apart anyway. Okay. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with all of this eggshell where it's at. So I think we're gonna work from the, thank you, Shannon, not Shannon, Kenny. I always forget that's her command. We're gonna start from the bottom up. I'm not gonna do his legs yet, but we're gonna start from the belly and up because that's what I have envisioned. And then we're gonna build out the legs based on how I want the rest of the colors to flow. So let's get these in some pencil extenders. We're gonna give it a quick sharpen. But yeah, if you don't have Magical Jungle, it is a book worth getting. It's really good. All right, so we're gonna do the black cherry first, number 1078. Get it popped in here, little stubby. There we go. All right, so let's see, where do I want this to end? I suppose we'll just jump in and then we'll start to blend it in together. So let's go ahead. Am I zoomed in enough? Yeah, I think we're good. All right, so we're gonna start here with the grass. Ooh, my hands are not cooperating today. If you're new here, yes, I know, I'm shaky. The tremors are normal. It is what it is. Let's see, I love to rest my hand on a piece when I work in pencil. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can zoom in more. There we go. Let's see. Yes, yeah. Everything you need to know is in the title, along with the links to everything in the description below. And there's little hashtags on it as well. Thank you, Kenny. Okay. So I'm not pressing super hard right now, which it's really easy to do when you're using Prismacolors, just because they are so soft, but I want to be able to blend in the other colors. So like I said, we have a main kind of 3 color palette today, with the burgundy and the teal being the main colors, and then we'll have kind of a yellowish, maybe a peachish. The peach actually would look really nice. So that's why I started with the eggshell, so I could go in either direction. Not a super strong yellow, but it's kind of pale enough that we can turn it into like a peach one. So say if we need you, can we tag you for what? Tag me what? Sorry. I know, Ev, I'm sorry. That's the thing too, is sometimes if I'm talking and then we reference it like 5 minutes later, you gotta remind me what it is that I said. But yeah, so school is out here, so the kids are home, so we've got some activities planned this week. We still have a lot of stuff going on this weekend, but yeah, it's just busy. Oh, said she was gonna lurk. I got you. Oh no, the exclamation point lurky. The exclamation point lurky, that was for Shannon's command. That isn't the, I should just change that to the exclamation point lurky is Shannon's command, so that's what she was using. She wasn't saying she was lurking. Hi 40, how are you? All right, so I stomped here. I'm not doing this full leaf because by the time it gets to here, we're gonna be introducing some of that teal. So we are going to, let's see. I think we're gonna go with this cherry, but I think for the actual belly, we're gonna switch over to the mulberry, because if I do it all, I want some differentiation between the florals and the body. So let's go ahead and do mulberry. It's gonna be, I'm okay with doing the mulberry all the way under the arm because it's gonna be slightly darker under there. And we may break out an indigo or even a kind of dark gray for shadowing. But again, I'm still gonna go light. We can press harder later when we get all of our colors in that we wanna use. Oh, does it really? Oh, I did this last time too. I'm so sorry. So I copy and paste a lot of my descriptions and I did this late last night. So hang on. Today we will be coloring the Chameleon from Magical Jungle using Prismacolor colored pencils. I'm sorry guys, it has been a year. It has been a month. Like, there we go. Okay, should be fixed now. Oh yes, yep. Nope, that's me just not ticking all the boxes, that's all. And yes, we are using Color Cube. Yeah, the links were right, but the first part of the description that I put up there, it's what Sprite just copied in there, is because that was the last time. Because I will copy and paste the descriptions for the next one and then edit Because see, I'm always like, oh, I need to make sure I update the hashtags at the bottom because those are sitting at the bottom of the video, and then I forget about updating the rest of it. I'm sorry. I have been having a week of Mondays. Absolutely. It has just been. My problem is I notice that I am more forgetful and more accident prone when my brain is just too filled with stuff. I have got, so, you know, any and everything that's going on, with stream. I've got regular work. I've got, and I can't say much about this one right now, but I had an interview for a sort of job yesterday, but it's a different kind of interview. It's hard to explain. But the point is I have an assignment based on that that I'm working on. And yeah, I am all over the place right now. I'm thinking about too many things. Well, there's also the digital catalog as well. Thanks. Well, nothing's for sure yet. Let's see. How do you find the membership thingy, please? One, it's going through, I don't know if you're on mobile or computer, but there's usually, I think, let's see, exclamation point, membership? Maybe, sounds good. No, I'm really not. Oh, thank you, Shannon. Sorry, Shannon, I should have just ignore me. Anyway, my brain is just way too scattered. And there should also be a join button at the bottom of the video if you're on desktop. So yeah, that's the problem, is my mind is so scattered and thank you. No, you're right. It was completely wrong. I am a big old mess. It's cool. It's endearing, right? That's why y'all love me. Throwing a paw emote. Ooh, and a celebration cake. Yay. Thank you for that, Ev. Oh my goodness. So let's see. Dawn, Alexandra, Olivia, Secret, Christina, welcome. This is just in time for you because today is the last day of the month, which means tomorrow the free download for today will be gone and the new one for next month. So I would, at some point, after stream or during stream or whatever, you could check out the community tab and there is a members only post that has this month's free download on it. Second daughter's getting married in 4 weeks. Right, Angela, that's so exciting. Yes, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Not that it's too much, you know, it's a good busy. Someday, you know, I'm gonna miss the kid runs to the library and you know, all the other activities. So I'm in the moment, but consequently, because my brain is all over the place, there are things that tend to get forgotten, like the description. Awesome, Olivia. Oh, I didn't know you got emails about it. That's cool. Aw, thanks, Ev. But yes, so there will be a new free download for next month. If you were here on Monday or have been on my Instagram at all, you got a little sneaky peek of what we got going on next month. Empty nest, yeah, see? That's a lot of ding. That is a lot of ding. But they're good dings. I like it. But yes, so it is inevitable. I will forget 1 or 2 things. 3 of 5, there you go. All right, so Black Cherry. Well, yeah, I don't want to say too much about it, but yes, the potential job thing could be very, very cool and awesome if it works out, but we'll see. Nothing is for sure yet. But yeah, so we don't really have any set activities for the kids this month. Like we haven't, or not this month, for this summer, we haven't done any sports. Little Steve did some sports last year, but like when we went to the games, I guess, it's like 104 degrees outside. Like it is just, we live in Texas. It is just too hot. So on the other side of that, we're planning some things to do with the kids. So we're like, you know, picnics, and we're doing the summer reading program at the library. So it's not necessarily, you know, some big to do, but we are investing in them, I suppose. An elephant, I like it. Ah, thanks, Eskies. 3 years of membership. Yes, there's like, I think there's 2 people with pink, I think is the color that's gonna go next. Yeah, summer reading, yeah. Well, little Emily got a summer reading list, and so she's going to be doing that. But they really like to do the library stuff because the library offers prizes and stuff for certain amounts of books. I feel like we need another pink here, or no, not the grade lavender. Okay, so we have 934, which is lavender. Gosh, I really hope they find a good replacement for that. Let's do, oh, pink rose would be good, 1018. Yeah, so if they reach a certain book's read, they'll actually get to pick a free book at the end of the summer. But the library, like, it's a fantastic resource just in general. So what we actually did, what did I say? Pink rose, number 1018. What we actually did the other day is we got a second bookshelf because their bookshelf was pretty full, because I honestly prefer buying them books over toys. But it was super full. So what we did is we got another just little, you know, inexpensive bookshelf, you know, like 25, 30 bucks at Walmart, not a big deal. But we got another one, and what we did is we had the kids go through all of their books. We sorted them, organized them, because, you know, they'll just shove them in the bookshelf because they're not. Rebecca, welcome to the Colors package! Exclamation point hype for Rebecca. You now have access, and all of you early, you have access to all of these handy dandy emotes. I actually just swapped out one of the emotes for a new Words on Stream emote that we can use when we do Words on Stream. There we go. And then don't forget to grab your free coloring download, and there should be a new one up tomorrow. So remember to put it up tomorrow. I have it done. It's all ready to go. But last month, like, the first came and went, and I was like, oh crap, I forgot to post it. Yeah, in the South, summertime comes a little bit earlier, but we also start school earlier. So it's, you know, it's a trade-off. Okay, so pink rose. Let's go ahead and do the pink rose here on the belly. I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, but yeah, so, oh, that's right. So I had them go through all of their books and everything, and then I also had them choose books that they didn't really, that they aren't into, and like they've gotten, you know, too old for Paw Patrol and Peppa Pig and all of that. So I had them go through a lot of their books that they don't read anymore. So when we go to the library today, we also have a bunch of books for donations. So, you know, a little give back. Last year they did an art contest at the library, so the kids have requested that we do that again. So forgot to check. Where's the download perks? Right, it should be in the community tab. There's going to be a members only post, so you may need to scroll down a little bit, but it's going to be the only one that says like it's a members post. But yes, so this month was, I think it was the braid with all the florals, because I went with like a Mother's Day theme. Oh, and today is the last day for the sale in the Etsy store of the mermaid page and the mermaid stickers. I re-upped that sale just for the end of May. And I'm working on a new collection of floral stickers as well, that if I can get those done, they will go up. So yeah, busy, but all good busies. Yes, you get the poll. I stepped away for a few minutes and Evelyn gifted me a membership. Oh, I love that. yeah, probably computer, because then it's a I think Google Drive link. Anyway, you should be able to download it from there. Okay, things are getting pretty pink. And so what I'm gonna do, before I add any more, I wanna get the, let's see. No, you know, we're not gonna do teal yet. We're just gonna fade this out a little bit lighter because I wanna be able to blend the teals and the magentas together. So let's grab our mulberry again, and we're gonna go really light up here because this is where the teal is gonna start to blend in. Thanks, Dawn. So a lot of times if you're wanting to color lighter, you can hold your pencil further back. Now I'm being careful with mine because with my tremors, I don't have as much control as I would like of the pencil. But holding it back further does indeed help you to have a lighter hand. Like I said, it's really easy to go super dark with Prismas because they are so soft. But if you just slide your hand back a little bit, and if you really need to, you can put in like a pencil extender, and then you can extend it further and have it rest on your hand a little bit. Okay, so I think that's as light as I'm gonna go for there. Let's go ahead and fill that in with the pink rose. 2 weeks until 53, I can't talk. 53 years old, congratulations, Esky. Happy birthday. Are you planning anything for your birthday? I've been brainstorming lately what I want to get Steve for Father's Day, but I can't say it on stream because he's probably watching. Why do I have tremors? Primarily, it is, how can I say it? I suppose without going into too much detail, it's just a genetic thing. It's a genetic thing, and I went to see a neurologist about it, but it's called a positional essential tremor. It is aggravated by another autoimmune thing that I got going on that's super, super fun. But I've always been a little shaky, and I never really thought much of it, but it's gotten more significant over the years. But the funny thing is I've never really realized, I'm using mulberry right now, how much I compensate for them. So when you go to a neurologist and they are testing you for a tremor, what do you do for the download? So go to the community tab and tap that. And then if you scroll down on the community posts, let's see, how many is it down? It's gonna be a few down, but there will be a membership post that says, hey, this is the members free download. There will be a link in that post. All you have to do is click that link and it'll open up a new page for you on your browser, and it will have the download thing. Then you just download the digital download. You'll have the file, it's a PDF, and then you can either take it to a print shop to print, or you can print it from home, or you could just download it and color it on an iPad or something. It's not like a drag and drop, color it on an iPad, but I mean, you can fill in the spaces that way. I just looked at the spreadsheet I'm working on for work, and you can tell who I'm talking to because their names are by accident on many Donkey Patty. That's adorable. Yeah, no, so fibromyalgia, the doctor had mentioned that it's like similar to that, but only slightly. But no, it's not for either of those. We're using black cherry, but it's a genetic thyroid issue that messes with my heart rate, and it's all super fun. But so the funny thing is when they test you for tremors to find out what kind of tremor you have, they have you hold open your hands. Yeah, words are hard, and they have you turn, seeing like where you're shaking at the most. Well, one of the tests that he had me do is he handed me a clipboard with a piece of paper on it, and then handed me a pencil, and he said, okay, I want you to draw a spiral. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can do that. Here I am going into like art mode. It's like whenever you go to a doctor, you don't ever want to like sound like an idiot. You don't want them to make it seem like you just, looked it up on Google and all of a sudden you have this, massive disease or something. So, you always kind of want to impress a little bit. And so I automatically went into this mode that I was like, well, if I'm going to draw a spiral, I'm going to draw the best spiral I can spiral, And so I'm sitting there, and I couldn't rest my hands on anything because he needed to have them unsupported. So I drew the spiral and everything. And I just did what I didn't realize I'm an artist. I draw, it's what I do. And so over the years, I've learned to compensate for my shakiness. So that's what I did. And I didn't even think about it because I just default to it. And in those instances, like, awesome, Rebecca. In those instances, like, I'll grip the pencil harder. Sometimes I will support my arm a little bit or whatever else, but I do it without thinking. And so that's what I did. And so I did it, and I was like, okay, ta-da, here's the spiral. And he's like, okay. He set it down. He grabbed another piece of paper, another pencil. He's like, let's do that again. But this time, try not to compensate so much. And I was like, oh. And it was actually really interesting because the spiral that he had me draw, when I did it, it was consistently squiggly in these two corners, which tells him, because it wasn't squiggly the entire thing. It was only when my arm or my wrist reached a certain way, and it was like perfectly 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So what that told him was that my tremors are at their worst when they're at a certain angle. So that tells him that it says, this is a positional essential tremor. And if you look up anything about essential tremor, it is a neurological issue, but there's no real reason. It's usually a symptom stemming from other things going on, and it just manifests in that way. Okay, so this is 934 lavender. It's so sad. It's gonna be gone. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to darken up this area a little bit. Thanks, Don. This one is not in here because I painted my nails in the bedroom last night. But it's like a light purple ILNP. Come terms with, yeah. All right, black cherry. I don't know, like it just, I've had the tremor forever, and I always just chalked it up to like, anemia or something. But I gotta tell you, I worked at a winery when I was pregnant with one of my kiddos, and I would do wine tours and tastings and all of that stuff. And of course, there's loads of stuff that you have to kind of recite and all different things. But so I was heavily pregnant. I had, you know, my shakiness, which, you know, got worse while I was pregnant. And I'm doing these wine tours and I go to pour wine. Now, I know I'm not going to spill the wine because, again, I've learned to compensate. But oh my goodness, you be massive pregnant, okay? If you're massive, if you are massively pregnant and you are pouring wine and you are shaking, the looks that I would get from some of those people, like they thought I was just gonna drop that calf right there. They were looking at me like, are you okay? Do you need to sit down? Which I get it because they don't know that the tremors are normal for me. But I was like, it's fine. I promise, like it's cool. It was even more hilarious. Well, this part wasn't hilarious, but you know, the after story was hilarious because I also broke my ankle 4 hours after I found out I was pregnant. And so I got to spend my entire first trimester on crutches. And so when I did the tours at the winery, I had this little scooter and everything. I gotta tell you right now though, we're using Mulberry. When you are pregnant and you're still wine barred and your ankle is broken, the tips are fantastic. I actually took all the tips that I made from my time working there during, I think I only worked in that particular portion of the winery, like for my first trimester. So I wasn't huge, but everybody there knew that I was pregnant. I took all of those tips from doing all of that, and I used it to buy all of the big ticket baby items. So, you know, I was able to get the stroller and the crib and the car seat and all of that just with the tips that I saved for the entirety of the pregnancy. So, you know, yeah, they changed lavender and lilac to orchid and amethyst. Case about compensating for my, yeah, see, you just automatically compensate. I'm just, you know, it's just nothing surprises Steve anymore. I'm just ridiculously clumsy. But, you know, it was nice. I was able to, you know, not that we wouldn't have gotten all the big ticket items, but, you know, to be able to just get it all with tips, it was amazing. Ah, using the tablet, gotcha. Yeah, because that's as close as I can zoom in. So it was an interesting first trimester, to be sure. We're using Pink Rose. We are going to finish up this burgundy part here, and we're going to move on to the teal soon. And don't worry, we are going to continue with this page until we get it done if you're doing a follow along for it. But it was so funny because we hadn't told anyone that I was pregnant yet. And so when I posted on Facebook and I said, oh, hey, I broke my ankle and everything, I hadn't obviously mentioned the pregnancy because I was only like 4 or 5 weeks at the time. And they're like, oh, it's fine. Take such and such and such medicine. And here I am thinking, I can't take such and such medicine. I'm growing a person. It's such a good book. You would absolutely love it. You're a good bird, lady. But yeah, it's never a dull moment. I was thinking, it was so funny. I was thinking the other night, because I've been trying to come up with a workout plan that I can do at home, and I have plans for it. And I was thinking like, oh, you know, I could, let's see, I'm going to use, what was this? This was the peacock green. I was like, oh, I could just run up and down the stairs. It's like having a Stairmaster. And I did it like twice, where I kind of jogged up the stairs, and it's helpful and it works. But then I remembered how many times I've actually fallen down those stairs. And I was like, maybe the stairs are not the best place for me to work out. Okay, let me clarify. Only twice have I fallen down the stairs. And the first time it was because I was wearing fuzzy socks, and I have carpeted stairs, and I put my foot too close to the edge, and the fuzzy socks moved and made me fall. I was fine though, a little bruised. I caught myself on the railing. Yeah, I know, right, Emmy? But the other hilarious part is I had been joking with you guys with chat saying like, I need adult supervision, I need a babysitter, I can't be left alone. And we were just cracking up about it. Well, my parents came to it. I know, right? Annie darts up the stairs and is just like, I shall murder you. Oh, I probably shouldn't say the M word on YouTube. Murder. Let's see. Which book? Yes, we're doing Magical Jungle. Right? Those fuzzy socks, man. So now I don't wear fuzzy socks down the stairs anymore. But my parents were here visiting, and I was in a hurry for something. We kept a cat scratching thing on the landing of the stairs. Tanya! on the landing of the stairs, but it was one of those cardboard ones where it's like shaped into a triangle. So it wasn't like a traditional cat scratching post, but we put it there mostly to distract the cats from the carpet on the stairs so they wouldn't shred it. It worked and everything until the day that I was here with my parents. I literally had babysitters because my parents were here, and I slipped down the stairs and I put my foot through the cat scratching post. So yeah. All right, black cherry. I make it sound like I am just like all over the place, but it's all just, like I said, when my brain starts thinking about too many things, I get distracted and it's just, yeah. So let's go ahead. We're gonna break out a little bit of our blender, if I can grab the right one. And we're gonna give it a quick sharpen. And just in the areas where we colored, I'm not gonna do it up here yet. We're gonna use a little bit of this blender and darken it up. But once we start blending in this teal, you're gonna get a bit of an idea of what we're going for here. So what this does essentially, it's called a blender, but I always feel like it's a bit of a misnomer. And you can see how much it's darkening it up already. Essentially what we're doing is we are pushing down the tooth of the paper. We're kind of smashing it out of there. All of this white that you see a little bit, like in between your colors, that is caused by the tooth of paper. And if you're unfamiliar what it means being the tooth of the paper. So mostly, unless you have a really smooth paper, paper tends to have texture. So if you were to take this under a microscope and you were to look at it from this direction, what you would see would look almost like that. That is the tooth of the paper. So the little white bits that you are seeing with your coloring, you're seeing these little dips in the paper. So when you use the blender, what you're doing is you are smashing that down and you are getting rid of the white. So that is why it comes out so much brighter once you use a blender. Now, let me clarify, not all blenders are created equal, because then you might be thinking, well, why aren't you using you're using Prismacolors, why aren't you using the Prismacolor blender? Because I don't like it. It's really scratchy. This is the Caran d'Ache blender, and it's absolutely amazing. The link should be in the description below, or you can type in !blender in chat. But it's very waxy, it's very smooth, and it just changes everything about what you're coloring. Like this is post blender, this is pre-blender. Like it's glorious, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, should be coming up if I updated that link. If it's not there, there we go. If for some reason that link is for the old one, because they used to sell 2 packs of these, I need to double check those links. But there should be an updated link in the description as well. But it is absolutely amazing. I need to get some more, but you see how much that darkens it up. Like it's just amazing. It's very possible, Eskies. Oh my goodness, yeah. When I was in high school, I fractured my pinky toe. I was close enough that I still had to walk to school with crutches. I know that sounds terrible, but trust me, school was like in my backyard, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But in that time that I fractured my pinky toe, I also broke my glasses. So I was hobbling around and I was a hot mess. Really, Ambient? Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Okay, so what we're gonna start with now is we're gonna start bringing in some of this teal. This part I think is also gonna get the burgundy, but we're gonna start up here with the teal so we can kind of see what it is we're going for. All right, muted turquoise I think is what I wanna start with. And then I also grabbed the jade green. Do I want the gray green? Let's grab the gray green as well. Let's see, is it super tiny or, yeah, it's pretty tiny, but it's all right, we got more. We got that saying that says, never give up, never surrender, we'll use our pencil extender, because I'm not weird at all. I think my mother would like to, Dominique. I wouldn't blame her one bit. The thing of it is my kids are just as clumsy as I am. Little Emily bonked her head on things like 3 times yesterday. I was like, oh, kiddo, also growing a lot. So, you know, we're getting adjusted to our spatial awareness. Oh my gosh. Prismacolor blender more than the Caran d'Ache blender. It's got an entirely different feel, but yeah, no, I do. It's so scratchy. I don't like the Prismacolor one. All right, so let's see. Muted turquoise, I think is what I wanted to start with. I'm gonna grab that. I have that aquamarine already. I don't want it to be super bright. Of course, I don't know. This ended up kind of bright and less muted. We could always do gray on top if we want to mute it. Karen Dash all the way from me. Yeah, that's where I can't do anything else as far as blenders are concerned. You know, there's liquids and stuff you can try. The only other blender, I don't know if I still have it over here. I think I might have put it away. It's a marker blender, but the nib breaks down quickly. Is this one? The Finesse blender. In fact, if you want to know more about blenders and what the different ones do, I have a Let's Talk video. You can go to the Let's Talk playlist, and I talk about all the different blenders there. Yes, exactly. Okay, so we're gonna start with the Muted Turquoise number 1088. Okay. And we are going to just start lightly because I want to blend these two in. So the trick to blending two very different colors, you know, it's pretty easy to do a bright pink and, you know, a light pink, basically three colors that are similar that you can count as your light, your mid, and your dark. But where it starts to get complicated is when you do two very different colors blended. So the trick to that is light layers to begin with, and you're gonna overlap them for a little while as well. So we're starting with this Muted Turquoise, and it's, you know, gonna comfortably be by its lonesome, you know, up here until we start to blend it with the lighter colors. But what we're doing is we're just very lightly, this is why we didn't use the blender in this top part yet, because we want to overlap the two colors. So I'm gonna go very lightly. Now I'm gonna grab the mulberry again. Yeah, I use it on all the pencils, absolutely. Step away for a moment because today is not my day, and I'm curious though, did you ever figure out the bot command stuff for words on? No, Sprite, I haven't pulled it up yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and at some point when I get some time, I wanna try that. So what Sprite is talking about is there is a bot that I can connect my name to, where basically you guys can continue I mean, I'm here doing them anyway, but you guys can continue the game. So like at the end of the game, you could type in a command and then it would pull up my command, and you guys would be able to control the game a little bit yourselves. But yeah, it's a new bot that I need to look into. Well, the black sheep, what? Oh, gotcha. I totally missed something with, cause the blender. Hi Fev, how are you? All right, so let's see. Let's get a little bit more of this Muted Turquoise. We're gonna go a little bit darker. We're not gonna go in with the blender yet until we have enough of these layers of pencils that I'm happy with the color. Because if it's not blended completely and you use that blender, it is just gonna be that much more obvious. So we're just layering these, kind of alternating them until we get it to a place where we want it. I'm trying to go light here. I got a couple extra stronger swizzles. And if for some reason you use the blender and it's just a little bit more blotchy than what you like, you can always take a white Prismacolor and go over it. Okay, so we have the Muted Turquoise. For our darker color for the Muted Turquoise, let's go with, what did I grab here? This is Mediterranean Blue. Yeah, let's do the Mediterranean Blue. The formula is the same. But I can't like wrap my head around just the difference because you know you're not getting a full blender. Part of me feels like you're getting less blender for your money, if that makes sense, just because some of it's pencil. I've got a little bit. So if you're unfamiliar with what we're talking about, this is my little tray with all my little blender stumps. But this is the new one. You can't get 2 packs of these blenders anymore, but you can get a pack that has the pencil and the full blender. So this is the difference between them. This one instead has a wood casing, but I see also why they did it this way, because one of the complaints that they got a lot, now let's see if I have any there. I haven't broken one in a while, but part of the reason that people don't necessarily like this one, but they like this one, is because these, if you are holding it and you press too hard, these can snap so much easier. And sometimes you can even get them in the package and they can snap. With the pencil, you don't have that breakage anymore. But I mean, you have, you know, the shaft of lead filled in here. Like this is the same width, but you know that technically there's less blender in there. I don't know, maybe it's just in my head. It's not like I'm using this outside part anyway, because I do sharpen it, but in my head, I see, oh, I must be getting less blender. Yeah, the pricing is the same, absolutely. But it's like less of the physical blender. Pencil blenders, you can sharpen to a point. Yes, that is also true. Yeah, you're not sharpening away the blender. I wish I knew a way I could like melt it down like crayons, like all of the Caran d'Ache shavings, melt it down to make the new ones. Right, Pfeff? I love them. All right, so let's do a little bit of that Mediterranean blue here. We're gonna do a slightly different teal combination here. I'm thinking the aquamarine and the jade green for the leaves here. Now, I don't want to do a ton because I'm also going to need to blend in the lighter colors because we'll probably do more of the lighter color for these ones. But I think if we can get this blend right, it's going to look really pretty. Okay, and then we're going to get that, need a mold, right? Well, but that's the other thing is I don't know what kind of, you know, the Caran d'Ache is really a high quality brand, and I don't know like what fillers they use or if it would change the texture. It's kind of like, I'm trying to think of something where like once you melt it down, it's just never the same anymore. I know there's some stuff like that. I just can't think of it right this second, but yeah. Okay, you know what might be easier to kind of blend this is let's take a little bit of the pink rose that we were using with that mulberry and bring that up into it. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. And once we use the blender, we'll get a bit better of an idea of how many more layers we should use on everything else. So this is that Mediterranean blue. And then we're gonna get the muted turquoise. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't snapped mine in a really long time, but I did early on when I was like being a little too aggressive with it. Because sometimes I would press really hard and that's when it would snap. A lot of times though, I just started straight out of the bat putting in a pencil extender to support it. But then I also found that the part that twists around it, it would wear down and then like it wouldn't hold in there anymore. So I've just learned to be careful with it. But I think that was the #1 complaint that a lot of people had was like, mine keep breaking on me. And so they're like, all right, well, how can we get it to stop breaking? We'll put it in some wood. Okay, now let's go ahead. This is the aquamarine. Okay. All right, so aquamarine, and then we're gonna follow up with the jade green for our lighter color. And then we will, like I said, once we get all these colors down, we'll probably go in with like a gray or a black or whatever else to kind of really make the shadows pop. Because this is like the ultimate chameleon because, you know, camouflage because it's colored in leaves. Let's see, I think one of these leaves needs to be a bit in the magenta coloring. So let's go ahead. Sorry, I know I'm turning it. I'm just trying to keep my wrist comfortable. Let's see. We used black cherry and lavender here. Thanks, Ambient. Yeah, it's nice because like I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to keep up with them. You know, doing monthly things, but it's actually been really great because it's been making it so I continue to practice rather than, you know, be like, oh, I don't have time. It's like, no, I need to get this download out, and so it forces me to make sure that I'm still practicing. Flowers, hair, and skin, right? Yeah, and I did it that way too from like behind because I was just like, you know what, not everybody likes to color portraits in a way where you're coloring, you know, like a face. Now, granted, not everyone likes to color hair either, but you know, that's why there's a new one every month. I had chat vote and they voted something floral, so that is what we are doing for next month's is a floral one. I don't know if I've got it over here with me. I think I might have put it away. But yeah, anyway, you'll get to see next month's. Let's see. So this one I was going to do, is it jade green with that? Yes, it was jade green. Yeah, exactly. See, you got me beat on that one, Eskies. Even drawing fur, like I struggle. If I'm doing animals, like most of the time it kind of comes out kind of cartoony anyway. Fur is a struggle. Who was it? Is it Karen Valentine? Gosh, I always get Zucchini Kitty and her mixed up. But yeah, Karen Valentine does really good animals. Also, Color and Chat with Sammy. She's fantastic with that. All right, let's use a little bit of lavender on this one because we're blending these colors together. Again, nothing about the colors on this Chameleon makes sense, but it doesn't have to. It's coloring. Oh, you're an animal portraiture. Okay, okay, I got you now. I got you. Yeah, well, it's been fun. I've been, you know, drawing things out of my comfort zone and growing because of it. So it's really nice. And so I'm working on next month's download is going to be I'm turning them into stickers, so those will be available. If you're new here and you don't know, I do have an Etsy store where I sell coloring pages and stickers. Okay. I am liking these colors. It's turning out a little less muted than I anticipated, but I'm kind of okay with that. All right, so here. And like I said, you can always use a white over it if you're not happy with how it's been blended. Let's see. I think I do want to get a gray. I want to tone it down just a little bit. So we're going to stick with the cool grays, not the warm grays. So if you don't know, when it comes to cool gray, warm gray, and French gray, what you are going to be dealing with is basically the three primary colors. So any of the cool grays are going to have been mixed with blue, warm grays are mixed with red, and French grays are mixed with yellow. So that's how you can kind of choose which grays to use. So if you have a cool palette, if you have a warm palette, if you're using red, if you're using yellow, whatever it is. Thanks, Kenny. I'm so glad. I need to get the Paul stickers up in the shop. So because we're going with a fairly cool palette right here, I could probably use a warmer gray, but I'll honestly, just for consistency's sake, wow, try to say that 10 times fast. I'm gonna probably stick with a cool gray all the way throughout. So we're gonna go with cool gray, 50%, number 1063. Yeah, I've been enjoying it, Kenny. It's like one a month isn't an overwhelming amount. I mean, it gets a little crowded when I'm doing coloring pages for the Monarch coloring events, but I enjoy that too, so it's just nice. Can you say that again about Gray's palettes? I'm dealing with the kitchen and my daughter both coming at me. Yeah, that's what the grays. Okay, so yeah, the thing with the grays, in Prismacolor specifically, you have your cool gray, warm gray, and French gray. French gray is the grays that are mixed with yellow, warm gray are the grays that are mixed with red, and cool grays are the grays that are mixed with blue. So they use the primary colors for all three of those. Oh, I can't wait to see it, Ev. So if you were to go back and try to make it more vivid from the beginning, would you change the colors, or is it a matter of using brighter versions? Oh, asking Eskies, I'm like, you don't want to for a tutorial from me, it'd be terrible. To make them brighter, I would have started with choosing different colors. So like when we chose colors, we grabbed the muted turquoise, the jade green, Mediterranean blue is a bit of a muted blue. So if I wanted to make this really bright and vivid, let's say I wanted my green color to be just pow, I would have grabbed like the parrot green, the true green, and the light green. I would have grabbed bright colors just to begin with. I probably wouldn't have done much blue because I wanted a teal color. And once you add in these bright blues, it's hard to tone them down. The only blue that I'm really using is the Mediterranean blue right now. So I would have gone with all of these super bright. We're already using peacock green, but we're not using much. Cobalt turquoise is great. Light aqua is fantastic. If I was going for the magenta round for something really bright and vibrant, I would have done mulberry, processed red, hot pink. The yellow would have been something like lemon yellow. We might have brought in some Spanish orange or some cream. So I would have chosen much brighter colors, but you can always tone it down with a little bit of grays also. And that goes hand in hand with, do I have my color wheel next to me? I don't. But if you have if you go exclamation point color wheel, I believe, and I have it in the link in the description below, that is what you're creating when you are getting a more muted color. That is because that is a tone. So basically when you take any kind of color, whether, let's just say blue, for example, if you are adding black to that blue, it's a shade. If you're adding gray, that's a tone. If you're adding white, that is a tint. If you want to know more about color theory too, I also have a couple videos on color theory. If you check the Let's Talk section, but we also did a whole live stream on color theory too. But Yes, I also have, if you want your own color wheel, if you go to my website, go to the download section, not only do I have a bunch of charts that I'm way behind on and I need to get caught up on, but there's already a bunch there. And then there's some worksheets like the color theory worksheets, some free coloring pages. So there's a bunch of stuff on there. So if you haven't been to my website, it's just emilyillustrator.com/downloads. There's loads of free resources. Oh my gosh. There for you to download and do with whatever you want. I shine away from the bright colors and then my pages turn out too dark. I love the neon page with the, yes, right? That was so fun. Yeah, you absolutely should, Eskies. Yeah, I definitely had to break out of my comfort zone for the neons. Hi, Marilyn. Okay, so let's see. We've got our gray now, and I'm gonna add that. So we haven't blended, so it'll be a little bit easier to add the gray on top, but we're gonna go slow so I can kind of take a look and see how it's coming out. But actually, I really like that. But since I had a muted kind of color palette in my head, I automatically gravitated towards the colors that maybe weren't as bright. Now we are still using some bright colors, but we're going slowly with them. So the gray corresponding to the color palette is how you shade with what you're saying. Yes, but also no. So this is obviously, you would, like if you were to look at this, you would go, oh, that's a warm color because it's pink, which is kind of a red. I mean, it's gotta be a warm color, right? In my head, I say no, because to get this kind of magenta purpley color, you aren't necessarily adding yellow, you're adding blue. So depending on the ratios of how much blue is added to the color, in my head, I file that away as a cooler color palette. Because if I were to take something like the French gray, it wouldn't work with it at all because you don't see a ton of yellow. Like sure, we got this pink here, but this is not predominantly yellow. And because I'm bringing in more of the teal with it being right next to it, those cooler colors are going to stand out more. So in my head, it makes sense to just stick to the cool gray all the way throughout because it kind of brings it all together. Yes, for shading, I will a lot of times use the complementary color. However, lately I have started adding in more black, and honestly, after we have all of our color down, we probably will go in with probably a cool gray 90%, and we're gonna add in extra shower. I almost said shower. Extra shadow. Ah, awesome, Minty. Okay, so now you can see that this is kind of toning down the brightness of this a little bit. So I'm gonna go over with this gray here. We'll put a little bit there. Okay, let's go ahead and use our blender and see where we're at for this. Yeah, actually ambient, that mine too. I don't remember much from my art teacher in high school, but she specifically said, don't use black to shade, use the complementary colors. So if you're unfamiliar, and again, you can get the worksheet on the website, all of it's free. But basically what complementary colors means, it's the colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. So the complementary color of blue is orange, complementary color of purple is yellow, complementary color of red is green, and it kind of goes along with even like the blue greens and the yellow orange and all of that. So if you want to figure out more about color theory, and I've got some vocabulary that goes along with it, like I said, that mixed two words. That worksheet is on the website, but it really kind of helps you give a little bit of insight as to colors that go well together. Now, of course, with the color cube, that kind of makes it easier. The way that we are using the color cube today isn't necessarily that we chose one color palette and are working with it, but that I chose 4 color palettes, and actually you can kind of see all 4 of the colors here. I chose 4 color palettes in kind of the group that I wanted. So let's say you set yourself a coloring challenge, okay? And since this one has the most variety of colors, let's say you set yourself a coloring challenge and you're like, all right, I'm gonna choose one color card from the color cube and I'm only gonna use these colors. So what you can do to stick within this color palette, now if you were to take like this kind of peach tone and this teal and you mix it together, you would get kind of a muddy color look, depending on how you blend it. But if you were literally to blend these two, mush them together and get a new color, that color that you just created isn't necessarily the color that would work in this color palette. So the idea with the color cube and the color palette and everything to use in a coloring page, like I said, does your dog count? Absolutely, Nikki. What you can do with this is you do the tints, tones, and shades of these colors, but you don't necessarily blend these colors together to get a new color, because that new color, there isn't a brown in this color palette. You know, we have this kind of lighter skin tone color, we've got this kind of peachy coral color, but there isn't a brown. And part of it, using the color palette, you can see this is where all the colors are getting drawn from, is that brown is not here. So if I were doing with this, I would use, you know, these colors together. Obviously, I would probably use these 3 colors together, and then I would use this black as like the shadow color if I was sticking directly to just these colors. And the nice thing is she gives you the hex code. So if you're using these for like a design project or, you know, whatever else, and it's digital, you can type in the hex code there. These are the physical cards, and they come in, I have both boxes. I ordered them before they came out, so I got the pre-order price on them. But they come in boxes like these. So this is box 1, and I have box 2 up there. You open it up, and inside you've got all of these color cards. Now, not everybody has room in their home or budget for these particular ones. So she also has a digital catalog that you can use as well. But when I did my kind of research of asking people, what is it you struggle with the most? Color picking and backgrounds were the #1 things. And so it really helps to, yes, use the black very lightly, absolutely. A lot of times, in most cases, a little bit of black goes a long way, especially like if you're mixing paint too. All right, so we're gonna use our blender here just to kind of see where we're at as far as brightness is concerned. If we want to add more, this is almost like the test area for how we want this to look. Yes, Chris Chang, if you, oh, I need to make a command for her. I don't think I have one. If you are unfamiliar with Chris Chang, she does video uploads. It's there. So if you like videos that don't have any talking in them, go to her. But she does video uploads and color alongs, and her stuff is just phenomenal. So be sure to check her out. You can just look her up, Chris Chang on YouTube. She's so talented. All right, Nikki, sometimes it's nice. In fact, for our next one, we've done a couple where we use the card. We could do a coloring challenge next time. And, ooh, you know what might be fun is I could choose 4 cards, because the thing is, if people know the numbers of the card, they'll know what to choose. I could do 4 cards and, like, I don't know, do like a mystery choose, or maybe I can lay them out and you guys can choose the color palette. That could be fun. All right, let's actually get a little bit of our shadow in. So let's grab the Cool Gray 90%. Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're gonna get, how are we doing on time anyway? Oh my gosh, it's already 11:30? When did that happen? Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Oh, that's the warm gray. I grabbed the wrong one. Hold up, this is the right one. Use it as a monotone, yeah. One of the, oh my gosh, we do need to do that live stream where I show you all the pages. I found one of my monotone ones. All right, so I'm gonna show you a little bit what we're gonna do for shading. So I've got the 90% Cool Gray, and what I'm gonna do, because I want it to feel like these leaves aren't just flat on the Chameleon. I want them to lift a little bit. So I'm going very lightly, I'm holding the pencil further back, and I'm creating a bit of almost a drop shadow. Let's see. Shh. There you go, Ambient. All right, so I'm gonna do it under these ones just a little bit. And we're gonna grab the other gray that we already grabbed to kind of draw this shadow out. So this particular like live stream and color along, this is going to be really good if you ever want to reference it for, you know, blending colors together, because we're going to need to do that across the entire thing, is blend all these colors. And I know it seems like we haven't done much, but you know, we also chat and stuff, so it's easy to get distracted. Okay. Favorite color challenge I've done is using only primary colors. You could blend and mix to make any color, but you had to use the primary colors. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because pencils blend differently than paints do. Absolutely. So it's, yeah, it's a massive challenge. Kudos on you for doing that. That's awesome. Okay. So I'm just going lightly because this is a pretty dark pencil. let's see, we're gonna do it under this arm here. Now keep in mind, this is after we've already used our blender pencil. So the top, you know, this layering that you're doing, it's going to feel a little bit more slick than the other ones. Just because, or than it did before, because we have that kind of waxy coating on top now. Okay, and I'm trying to stick to the left side, carries the shadow, because we have our light source coming from this direction. We're gonna do a little bit there. And then we're gonna bring out our other gray here in just a minute. There we go. All right, now. Oh my gosh, Dominique. So let's see, we're gonna use 50% cool gray. I went to New York for the first time back in college. We had taken a trip. Now I'm using this to kind of blend out that 90% gray, but I'm also pressing harder so we can keep that kind of shadow there, and it softens the edge of it. But I went to New York for the first time when I was in college quite a few years ago, and we went down to the subway, and of course there's tiled floor in the subway, and there was a rat that, like, diagonally across the subway, it was the biggest rat I had ever seen. I was like, oh my gosh. And it was just chilling there on the platform, like just waiting to catch its little subway. Yeah, I was like, oh, no thank you. I feel like I need to go wash my hands and my eyes. Okay, so we're just using this 50%. And this is also aiding in that whole kind of toning down the colors a little bit, making it a bit more muted. But it's softening that edge just a bit. And then if you want to soften them even more, you can always use that blender on top again. Just keep in mind about how smooth your paper is feeling, because at some point you will be limited as to how many more layers you can actually add on your paper. Let's see. Do that one there. All right, now let's go ahead and use our blender a little bit. Just on the edge to make sure kind of smooth. Don't want any harsh lines. Now keep in mind, if you put this blender on anything that hasn't been colored yet, it's gonna make it really hard to layer color on top of it with that little bit of blender already on it. There we go. I'm liking that. Let's zoom out for a second. Yes, the underlying color. Yeah, and that's exactly where it brings in with the French, the warm, and the cool. That's exactly what it is. It's a little bit right. There we go. Yeah, that's looking, this is gonna look really cool when it's done, I'm not gonna lie. Let's work on this part a little bit so I can show you how we're going to bring in that lighter kind of yellow color. So now that we've got these colors, we can kind of see, I think that like a peach would actually look really nice because you've got kind of that orangey color with the almost blue. Like I know that teal is a mix of blue and green, but in this case, I think that orange, like a peachy kind of orange would look really nice. But I don't want anything that's super bright. So let's see. I think we'll just do peach. I could break out the Deco orange, but we haven't used them yet, but we do have colors. I can't use all the discontinued colors. Nobody's gonna be able to follow along. Okay, so let's see. Let's grab peach. Although now, whenever I say peach, because we took the kids to see the Mario movie, like, peaches, 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 peaches. Let's see, and I apologize for that earwig for anyone else. I love you, whoa. Connie, hello Connie, hi Liz. Liz would choose a tortoise as a friend because he has years of wisdom. That is true, that is true. All right, well, I have peach and light peach is what we're gonna use. So friggin' catchy, why Jack Black, why? All right, we're gonna put this light peach in a pencil extender as well. Let's see, is that all the color that I want to do with that? I think so, yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and go in with our peach now. And we're gonna go over that eggshell. Okay. Now I don't want a ton of this here, but we do want it to be like as the highlight. Hi Ine, welcome! Fun fact about the Peaches song, Jack Black purposely wrote it to the same tune as Never Gonna Give You Up, so he literally rickrolled it. That's amazing. That's hilarious. And also not surprising. Like, he is hilarious. Like, the Jumanji movies with The Rock are kind of cheesy, but like having Jack Black in it, like, is just brings up the hilarity. Is that what it's from? Yes. Yeah, it's from the new Mario Brothers movie. And in the movie, Jack Black voices Bowser, and his goal is to kidnap Princess Peach because he has this star and they want to rule the world. And so at one point it switches to Bowser singing a ballad of like how much he loves Peaches. Well, not Peaches the fruit, but you know, Peach the princess. Okay, so we're gonna go across the top here. We're not gonna fill in the whole area because we're gonna bring in that light peach. But once we get this blended with the other colors, I think that they are gonna work together very nicely. But we're just gonna do this section for now because we won't have time to get to everything, and I wanna show you how the blend is gonna happen. And then when we come back on Friday, we're gonna keep working on this. Since it's such a small chameleon, I wanna be able to do this on stream from beginning to end with y'all. All right, so now we're gonna grab the light peach, right? Yeah, we took the kids to, sorry, something caught in my throat, see it at the movie theater. There's a new one coming out called Teenage Kraken that little Emily wants to see, but it won't be out till the end of June. And then there's a new like Pixar movie called Elementals that they want to see. She's not sure that she wants to see the new Little Mermaid movie because she's afraid that the Ursula character will scare her. So I was like, that's fair. We can wait until it comes out on Disney Plus, and then I'll screen it for her and then let her know if it's going to be too scary for her or not. Okay, so we're still using that peach where we use that eggshell. Can't see too much of it, but it'll really pop when we get the other colors next to it. We just need to remember to leave room to blend. And actually, I should have done that with the teal. Oh well, we'll make it work. I can always, actually I am gonna erase these because that shouldn't have been so heavily, a little bit on the edge. Let's see. Go by yourself, totally go by yourself. Okay, so now we need to blend these in together. So let's grab our muted turquoise first. Or sorry, the, no, not the Mediterranean blue. We do want the muted turquoise. Yeah, there's a lot of, yeah. Oh, did you, Durbin? That's awesome. Yeah, well, and you know, it's nice that she's aware of, you know, her limitations and things that she will enjoy. I don't want her to like go to a movie and then have it give her nightmares. So I'm just like, that's fine. We don't have to go see it. I think it's going to be a good movie. I'll be curious to see what everybody thinks about it, but yeah, I'm not going to force her to go see something she think will scare her. Okay, let's go ahead and grab the aquamarine. It is nice though that they're old enough now that we can take them to movies and such without needing to just ply them with snacks the entire time. Remember, we took them when they were really young. I think little Steve was only like 2, and I basically just had to feed him snacks the entire time to keep him chilled and in his seat. Okay, so there's the aquamarine. Yep, tried that. Oh, when you want a grilled cheese, but you can't get the frozen bread apart? Oh no! No, shit. That's when I put it in a bag and I just smack it on the counter. Although I did that once and whatever was frozen in there, broke it. Don't you hate that, the majority of all of our bread is frozen, the gluten-free stuff? And even if you do get it, non-frozen, they tell you don't refreeze it. And so then you have to, try and eat, 4 bagels in 2 days. I discuss with my kids, kids are allowed to watch some TV shows at home. I'm like, oh, really? But hey, not, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because little Steve, obviously, we all know, I don't really mention the kids' ages, but little Steve is not old enough yet for the 4th Harry Potter movie. Even the 3rd Harry Potter movie is pushing it a little bit. But he has friends
who has seen it, and I'm just like, well, I mean, I guess that was their parents' choice, but that's not what we're gonna do. Okay, so now we're gonna use jade green. What's their distinct? The fact that like 90s are now like the oldies, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like the 90s was, I'm using the jade green. The 90s was so long ago that it's coming back in fashion. It wasn't that long ago, right? Right? But then somebody said something the other day where we are now as far away from like the 60s as we were in high school as it is the 90s, if that makes sense. Like it's just, the 90s doesn't seem that long ago, but apparently it was. I'm just like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing now. And Trey watched the Hunger Games in 5th grade. Maybe. Oh my gosh, yes, I would as well. Hey, do that? There's 90s coloring books. When I was in 8th grade, our class won, we're using Mediterranean blue. Our class, we got certain points during the week. We know whether or not we were good. I think I mentioned this story before. And so anyway, we got a reward, and it was pizza and movie on Friday, and the kids chose The Sixth Sense. I was in 8th grade, and in school, they watched The Sixth Sense. Gave me friggin' nightmares forever. I literally like would run and jump on my bed for fear something of like, why they didn't send home a permission slip for that, I'll never know. I mean, it was the 90s, so I guess that's what was happening, but yes, The Sixth Sense. In 8th grade, I was what? I was 15 as a sophomore, 14 fresh. I was 13 years old. 13 years old. Oh my gosh, I would be so mad, Shannon. Absolutely. Okay, let's use a little bit of that Mediterranean blue here. Oh my gosh. No, I can't. Like, I cannot do scary movies. I can't. It gives me nightmares. Like, I watched some horror movies with some like college friends because you didn't want to be the uncool kid, but like that still haunts me, man. I can't do it. All right, let's see. Muted turquoise a little bit more. I'm just slowly kind of going back and forth between these to sort of blend everything together. Yeah, any of those things. If it's like, they assume that if it's rated PG-13, it's okay to watch, and I'm like, no. They showed the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in school, and like to my kids, and I was just like, because they came home and they were like terrified of the boat ride thing, and I was like, I'm so sorry, guys. Like the damage was done, but I was not happy. Yeah, I don't remember what the rating was. All right, Jay Green. It could have just seemed so much worse because I was, so young, but I didn't watch movies like that. Like, I'm well aware that there are some kids out there that watch that stuff, at a young age, but I certainly didn't. Freddy Krueger at 10. Oh my gosh, Dominique. Oh no. All the other ones, they didn't faze me. Oddly enough, the Labyrinth game. Oh, but I love Labyrinth, but I also like had a thing for David Bowie because, I mean, David Bowie. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. I can't do scary. All right, let's use a little bit of aquamarine. The base, because these are still the leaves. The lighter color on top is what the highlight, the sun cast is. So it doesn't like automatically eliminate the color that's underneath, but it is pretty bright. I'm liking this blend. Yeah, that's fair. I suppose so, but I feel like if you're gonna watch something that is like remotely scary, you should clear it with the parents. I don't know. Okay, a little bit of aquamarine here. Gosh, I have been getting so many spam phone calls. Have it. There we go. I keep blocking like all this. I don't know. Do you guys get a lot of spam phone calls? I am getting them constantly. I mean, I block everyone that comes through. At some point, they got to run out of phone numbers, right? Yeah, same. It's 1980s, and we saw things that are so not allowed today. Predator, Platoon, Nightmare. Oh my gosh. I started mine out on the old black and white horror movies with my twins. Okay, I watched I watched The Creature from the Black Lagoon, let's see, turquoise black, with my parents. I don't remember how old I was, but it friggin' terrified me. Like, it was funny though. I watched yesterday with little Emily. I watched the, sorry, I'm trying to remember the colors that I'm using. Lego Batman movie. And that's been out for a while, but there's a scene where there's all these villains that got put in the Phantom Zone. There was like the Daleks, there's the Creature from the Black Lagoon, there was King Kong. It was hilarious. All right, so let's do aquamarine. Oh no, I already did aquamarine. We're gonna do jade green. A bit here. Like, it's so cheesy. It probably wouldn't scare me now, but you know, as a kid, I was like, this is too stressful. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Pam. Right, David Bowie's amazing. Aquamarine. His music is fabulous. I feel like I need to go listen to that after stream now. All right, a little bit more aquamarine here. Do you kind of see how we're doing? Like, we just have to go back and forth a lot to blend all these colors together. And they're all such very different colors, you just kind of want to ease into it. All right, let's use some of that Mediterranean blue to darken these areas up. So don't be afraid to go slow with your layers. Saw it in the theater? Oh my gosh. In grade school in the late 50s, we had to watch What Happens During an Atomic Bomb. Nothing after that was scary. Oh my gosh. I wonder if that's like something you can find on YouTube now. But yeah, that's right. The whole atomic bomb scare, that was all over the place. So I always think of that movie, what is it, Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser. How long you reckon it'll take a whole loaf of bread to thaw out at room temperature? Well, I mean, a little while. You could pop the whole loaf in the microwave and like nuke it for 20 seconds, just see if that'll be enough to loosen it. Hi, Melissa. Tanya, probably overnight-ish. Well, that's the problem, is they're all frozen together, and so she can't put it in the toaster because it's a whole loaf, which I get because I'm pretty sure that she and I use the same bread. It all just sort of sticks together. Okay, let's use a little bit more of the jade green. Yeah, she did. She snatched it already. Well, you could make a giant loaf of French toast, but like put it in the oven, dip the whole thing in egg, and then just put it in the oven, and then you can have leftover French toast. Okay, let's try blending this and see how our blends are doing. The problem with the gluten-free bread is that you have to leave it frozen. Yeah, pretty much threw it across the room. Yeah, no, it's different because it's a different texture. Gluten-free bread can be tricky. I've been making, well, I say make my own bread, but it's a bread mix, but it's only because I can make like larger sized bread slices. For gluten-free bread, it's always those really tiny loaves. And so when I make it, I use like the Bob's Red Mill bread mix, and I can put it in the bread maker. I don't have to mix it by hand or anything. Uses a lot of eggs, but it's still really good, and then I can make full loaf size. Okay, I'm really liking that, you guys. How are we feeling about these blends? Now just imagine, now I feel like I'm still gonna tone it down. It's looking a little bright for you guys. Let's darken it a little bit. That's a little bit more accurate. Now imagine that this is all the way down. Once we get all these colors blended, then we're probably gonna go in more with the gray and darken some stuff up a little bit. Yeah, well, most of the gluten-free bread will come frozen, except the brand Char, S-C-H-A-R. A lot of their stuff is shelf stable because it's made in an environment, I forget, but it's specifically for being able to put it shelf stable, because a lot of gluten-free stuff is frozen. The problem with the Char stuff is that, like I said, you get like 4 bagels in a pack, and it says eat within 2 to 3 days and don't refreeze. So you're gonna have to. Is his name Karma Chameleon? He could. Serrated knife to saw it. Well, see, this is not that I'm recommending this, but were it me, I'd probably take the loaf and get a cutting board, and then I would get a butter knife and like try and stab in between the slices, and then once I get it in, like try and torque it a little bit. But I'm also the one that, you know, injures myself with a bean can. I actually went back to the doctor the other day because this part of my finger is still numb. This isn't so much anymore, but she said what it is like the nerve is healing millimeter by millimeter. I just have to wait it out for it to get feeling back into it. So lesson learned here, folks. Don't shut your finger in a car door. You tried that too? Well, then no sandwich for you today. Make a quesadilla. Let's see. Made fried bread out of raw sourdough bread. Oh no, I know, Dominic, I can't. I say that myself and then like I'm cringing. I cannot be trusted. Never, never. Thanks, Ambient. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is, if you are new here and you're unfamiliar, usually at the end of, there you go. Oh, fun, Deborah. Usually at the end of every stream, we play Words on Stream. It is a word guessing game. You don't have to download anything. You just put your guesses in chat. It's Steve. And that's your life tip for today. There you go. Stick with chaffles. I do like chaffles. The car door would work on that bread. Shannon, go shut your bread in the car door. That's actually not a terrible idea. Maybe it'll just like pop it apart. Oh my gosh. But you can just answer in chat. You don't need to have any kind of special code or anything. It scores like Scrabble, and it's just kind of fun. So let's get Words on Stream set up here. Okay. There we go. We're gonna pause this music. Okay. Steve, Brian is in here. Come get my frozen bread apart, please and thank. Steve, go fix Shannon's bread. Okay, so we are going to move this over here. All right, has everybody got your typing fingers ready for a little Words on Stream? And we have these, hang on, handy dandy. Let me book a flight real quick. Imagine he comes home. Peace out. I'm going to fix Shannon's bread. Be like, excuse me. All right, everyone. That's fair. All right. Good luck with her bread. All right. Is everybody ready? Got your typing fingers ready here? All right. Here we go. Someone else can win. There you go. Let's see. I see bars. So each level. But no, she already tried that. She threw it across the room. She tried sawing it with a serrated knife, and she tried stabbing it. Whee! Yeah, now everyone with the pencils can use little emotes. Let's see. So we have 5 4-letter words left and 2 5-letter words. Scarab was good. Good job, Steve. Megan, I'm so glad you put that word in. I couldn't bring myself to type it. It's one of those words that just grosses me out. Let's see. We did cabs, bars, Barra is Barra word, arcs. Arcs is a good one. Plus we have some 5-letter words. Can we plural? Let's see. Oh no, wait, there's not 2 S's. Let's see. Well, if carbs is a word, why isn't... They have cabs, cars, crab. Why wasn't carb a word by itself? I mean, because all the C spaces are taken up, but that's interesting. We got acras. Oh, baz, like a sheep. But we've made it to level 27. That is the highest that we've gone. So that's our goal. Let's see. What about abras, like abracadabra? No, okay. Scrad? Yeah, they really should. Secra, there we go. I still feel like they should flip over the words. They should flip over the words afterwards so we can see what they are. I don't know what that last one was. On occasion, I'll go back after stream and I'll look up and see what the words are. A lot of words in that don't work, yeah. Yeah, like, because if they chose carbs, then carb should totally work. All right, but Linda, #1 spot for that one. Very nice. All right. Oh, wash. Well, then why would carbs work? Wouldn't that still be an abbreviation? Let's see. Oh wait, what word did I put? Wash. Oh no, it did go in, okay. Let's see. Oh, ache. A-C-H-E. Someone could put in aches as well. A-C-H-E. A-C-H-E-S. There we go. Let's see. We do case. Yeah, we did case. Aces. Cause, yeah. 2 4-letter words and 1 more 5-letter word. What about chaws? Isn't that like another word for like talking? Maybe not. Chase, choose, aches. Maybe another CH. It'd be a CHE if it was. Chessa. Let's see. Eaches. Oh, that would have been good. Maybe another C. We could do cachet. Did I finish my coffee? Is there any more in here? Ooh, there's one last little sip. It's cold coffee. That's why I can't do iced coffee. I always feel like it's just coffee that's old. All right, that should get us skip 3 levels. Ba-da-ba-dum. I feel it, chat. I feel it. Today is the day. We're gonna get past level 27. Today is the day. Megan, #1 in both spot. You are rocking it. Okay, so in this one, there is a fake letter. If we had an M, it could be manure. Oh, is it garage? No, not garage, because there's another G. Let's see. So we cleared the A, the N, the G-E-R. Arrange, Patty, nice. Okay, so the U is the fake letter. Do not do the U. Anger. Let's see. Near. Oh, gear. Ah, Pfeff, Ranger, nice. Garner, very nice, Deborah. Arena, you guys are so fast. I love it. Let's see. Gear. There's gonna be another A letter one. Area. Earn, very nice. Did we do? Yeah, we did rear. R-A-N-E, maybe? R-A-N-A. Gran. Yep. Did we do range? Yes, we did range. Anger. Rare. Ooh, good one. What about Nair? N-A-R-E. If it was another N, it would start with N-E. It's another A. Oh, agar. Isn't agar a word? Yeah, there we go. All right, so one more 4-letter word and one more 5-letter word. And so the way that it works too, if somebody's already chosen the word, obviously it won't go up. Make sure you're in live chat, because if somebody says it before you, that's what happens. But then also if you have a little lock next to your name, that's because it locks after you find an accurate word. Ba-da-ba-dum! Awesome, skip 3 levels. That should put us at level 10. We're doing good. Bird Lady and Megan, #1 spots. Okay, so I think I see this one, but I gotta wait until it opens for you guys, so it's fair. All right, pretty sure this is it. Oh, Holly, you were so fast. Slid. Ah, Annette, you stole mine. Bins. That's in the garbage bins. There we go. Somebody could do bind. We already have it pluraled. There you go, bind. The rest are 4-letter words. We have 5 4-letter words. Shannon, very nice. Lids, okay. What about nibs? Nice. Okay, 3 more 4-letter words.
Dibs. Hang on 1 second, chat. All right. Oh, we just finished this one. So we're gonna go to the next one. We're at level 13. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Who has the #1 spots?
Holly and Megan.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Yeah, they can hear me.
Oh,
Yeah, they can hear you too.
hello.
Okay.
Little Emily is here.
All right, I'm gonna try hover. Oh, I think since that's shove. Okay, the R has to be the fake letter. Shovel. The hidden letter is an L. Nice. Oh, rolls.
Oval?
Oval is spelled with an A.
Oh.
Sorry. But it's a good guess.
Rose?
The R is the fake letter.
Oh. Darn you are.
What did I? Oh wait, I thought I guess no, I didn't put one in. Did we do O? No, because the R is fake. What about soul?
Zero is zero. Oh no, that's an R. Soul? Nice.
Yeah, it's like the sole of a shoe. A person's soul is
we got it.
S-O-U-L. We did get it. Very nice. Okay, so we have 5 4-letter words and 1 5-letter word. Did we do hovel? Yeah, we did hovel.
Oval.
That's not
Vol.
let's see. The top one could potentially start with an E. Do you have any O's yet? Oles. O-L-E-S. There we go.
Yeah. And we got two more.
What about Evos? Is Evos a word? It is not a word. Let's see. O-V-E-S?
Hose. Hero would have worked. But
S-L-O-V? Slove. I don't know. Sometimes it's surprising, like there are words but not words.
Shoe.
Oh, and also just so you're aware, the tiny camera. So just don't put your head down too low. But look, you can see where it ends. You see it's got the little sheet of paper. All right, Tina and Megan, #1 spots on that one. Yep, Little is hanging out. She loves the words on stream. Okay, there's a hidden letter and a fake letter. Don't yell. There's a hidden letter and a fake letter, and nothing smaller than 5 letters. Oh, look, see, they're saying hi to you.
Hello.
Okay, slender. Okay, so the T is the fake letter and the hidden letter is another E. Slenders, holy heck, you guys are so fast. Okay, what about, rent? No T, never mind, I was gonna do rents. What about wrens? Oh no, wait, what was the,
Nerds.
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 Okay, don't yell. I wasn't sure if that was, I didn't know if that was like slang or not. Okay, I know.
Only like one more.
Let's see, needs, and the T is the fake letter. Rent. I did rent. I wonder why that didn't work earlier. Maybe I was locked out still. Let's see. Is that a yawn? Let's see. Did we do lens already? Yeah, we did lens. There's 3 more.
D-E-E-N-S a word?
Deans? It is if there was an A. Denser. Oh, nice. I don't know. 2 more 6-letter words and 2 more 5-letter words. No T. Did we do deers already? I know it's not technically correct, but elder, nice. Okay. Oh, an elder is Megan, nice. You guys are good. Ba-da-ba-dum. All right, let's skip 3 levels. That's level 19. And I think the answers may be hidden on the next one. Shannon and Megan, #1 spots. Very nice. Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's 20.
Okay, yes, so the answers are now hidden. So we'll need to look, we'll need to look in chat to see what gets selected. So, oh, okay, Patty and Tina. Patty did reads, Tina did verse. Reads verse, Melissa.
Divorce.
Divorce is with an I. Melissa did Reeves.
Deers.
Oh, the hidden letter is an E.
Deers.
And
Wait,
I think-
deers did not work. So like,
Deers didn't work. Oh, I'm lost. Let's see. Do we know what the fake letter is? I want to say it's O, and it's another E. So, let's see.
doe.
Here's Holly. Holly did deserve. Yes, the O is the fake letter. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's all of them. Okay, so read, serve, sever, served. Oh, severe?
Did someone already do deers?
Oh, we already got severe.
D-E-E-R-S?
E-R-S. I don't think it was a word. Oh, severe. Nice, Shannon.
What? Deers is not a word.
Well, no, because the plural of deer is deer. Kind of like the plural of I think it's moose is moose. It's not meese.
Goose is geese.
Yes, goose is geese. You are right. Reeve, very nice. Let's see.
We got it though. We got it. We did got
Got
it.
2 more 6-letter words.
E.
There's lots of E's.
Can someone just type in E?
Okay. Oh, cedar. See, you guys are good. I didn't get any. R-E-E-D-E-S. Reads. I have no idea.
Actually, we didn't do that one.
No, but it's not a word.
What?
All right, level
But
22.
reads isn't like the read, but multiple?
Well, yeah, but that'd be R-E-E-D-S, not R-E-E-D-E-S. All right, Shannon and Holly, number 1. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, answers are hidden again. Nothing smaller than 5 letters. Cilantro. I feel like it's cilantro.
Cilantro.
It's not cilantro. Wow, I thought for sure. Okay, what about
Rant.
that needs to be 5 letters or more.
Really? What?
Yeah, it switches. It's pretty fast. Let's try nitro. Nitro's a word. Dang, it's hard. Lame.
Come on.
Let's try train.
Titanic.
Titanic.
Yes, Titanic.
Okay.
You heard me, Titanic.
Gosh, this is hard. Let's try trill. I feel like this is gonna be a close one where it's gonna unlock the last letter and we are just gonna have to type like mad people. That's what I'm thinking. It must be no T.
No, I don't think there's a T. The T is fake. We've all been typing things with T. No
Yeah.
one type in T.
Okay, what about grill?
Well, does not have a T.
It does not have a T, and it could be
No
the
one
hidden
type in
letter.
anything with a T.
Well, we don't know for sure. Oh my gosh, this is rough. What is the? Oh, check out. Pollen? Yeah, pollen. Oh, Carol. Carol, it's a.
Go. Type on
It's
that
not,
people.
oh no.
Go. Coral,
I'm
go.
thinking crinoline, but that's not
Only
right.
ants. No.
Wow, I haven't got a clue. Okay, that's too loud. That was rough, you
Can we have
guys. It is 12:08 and we have lunch and errands to run today. So
No,
we're
one
actually
more, please.
just gonna do one today. It's a busy day, so let's come back here. I'm gonna close that. All right, and let's turn our sound back on. Boo. We'll be back on Friday again. Guys, I'm sorry. No, it's different with the kids here too. We got things we gotta go do today and have lunch, but I am loving the blends we got and how that's turning out. So we're going to be live again, especially if you're new here today. We're going to be live again on Friday evening. We're going to try an 8 o'clock p.m. stream again, see how that works. So this time you get a little bit of warning. We used to do 8:30 all the time, but the kids go to sleep much later now, so there's no point doing 8:30. So we're going to be live again at 8 p.m. In the meantime, Rebecca, thank you for joining up and being a member of the YouTube coloring family. Dawn, Alexandra, Olivia, Sigrid, and I don't see what the fifth one was. Anyway, welcome everyone. Ev, thank you again for all those gifted memberships. We are now at 77 out of 100. At 100, we get a new emote slot. And at 200, I'm going to do a Bob Ross theme stream with a face cam and a Bob Ross costume. So something to keep in mind. But those of you who got memberships today, don't forget to grab your free coloring download because after tomorrow, it's going away. Eventually, they'll end up in a group on my Etsy store, but you won't be able to get them individually. All right. I think that's everyone. Everyone keep being awesome. I'll see you in a couple days.
Do you want little Emily to come on Words on Stream Wednesday next time? Because I like Words on Stream.
Perhaps.
Okay?
We will talk about it. Let's see. All right, everyone. And thank you to all. I saw a bunch of new names to your active chatters, and I love my lurkers and everything. So keep being awesome. And we'll see you on Friday evening. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.